Welcome to the Dork Forest. Jackie and her pals will never bore us. Shameless confessions
about our obsession
will make us laugh and smile. So let's explore the Dork Forest and dork out for a while.
Hi, Rangers. It's me, Jackie Kashian. Welcome to the Dork Forest. It's 2024. Let's do this. Here's the credits, of course. Mike Ruekberg sang that song at the beginning, and he wrote that song, and he sang it with Sarah Cohen, his wife, and he will sing the Mexican hat dance at the end of the program. Also, Patrick Brady, still putting this together. Video, audio, all of it. He's amazing. So, and Vilmos doing JackieKashianStore.com. Squarespace is doing the regular Jackie Kashian page, and I'm thinking of moving the Dork Forest and dorkforest.com away from WordPress because it's driving me nuts. But those are the credits. But if you go to JackieKashian.com, you can get Dork Forest merch. You can get my stand-up merch. You can get my stand-up CDs and DVDs, which you'd have to have devices for those. You can also see videos and find out any number of things. I have another podcast called The Jackie and Laurie Show, but the Dork Forest is the flagship. 18th year. We're doing it, you guys. You can go to my Bandcamp or my YouTube for extra content. Please donate, is what I'm saying. It's 2024, and I think we've been in this long enough. Why don't you guys, everybody send me $100? That's what I'd like you to do. You can PayPal me. There's links all over the pages. You can Venmo me at Jackie Kashian. You can find me at a stand-up show and hand me a sweaty wad of 20s. Do something. But I love doing the show. I would love to make some money, is what I'd like to do. In other news, I'm sure there's more things that I should talk about, but I can't think of them. But let's listen to who's going to dork out about something, because that's my favorite part. Thanks for listening, you guys. You're all great. Let's get into the show. It's me, Jackie Kashian. I'm in my garage telling you that because I had COVID last week for the first time. At first, I'm just going to say this before I introduce the guest. I had never gotten COVID. I felt like a unicorn. I felt special. I felt gifted. I felt like I was the best. And now that I've had it, I feel I feel like I'm part of a community that's all had COVID. So glass half full in either case. But here's the scoop. Last week's episode 795 with Anna Valenzuela, is only on YouTube. I'm going to post it again, just normals, because then it'll go on Apple and Spotify and wherever else you listen to podcasts. But 796 with my current guest is going to go everywhere at once like it's supposed to. So please welcome to my show, King Donna Marie, Tenacious Donna Marie. Welcome to the program, Donna.
Hi, hello. I'm totally obsessed with earrings.
Exactly. So you listen to podcasts. You listen to the Dork Forest. You listen to the Jackie and Laurie Show. You asked me. You said, "I am obsessed with earrings. Would you like to listen to me dork out about earrings?" And I said, "I would. I would like that. I would."
Yeah, I'm a giant dork about a whole bunch of things: paper wigs, t-shirt cutting, earrings. But like specifically earrings,
you like them?
I've been wearing earrings since I was like 5. And when I was like, 9 years old, I pierced my ears with like a stud, just poking it through so I could have 5 holes. And at the time, I didn't actually have many earrings. So there was like safety pins and like all kinds of other little things. Right. And then, throughout my life.
I feel like you were raised feral for this to have happened.
Absolutely. With absolute certainty.
I was like, who's alone enough to go, you know what I'm going to do?
I had a little bit of help. I did. My sister pierced my navel. There's a scar. It wasn't the best idea, but
children don't have them. They just have ideas. It's very beautiful.
Most certainly. But like everywhere I go, everywhere I've ever been, I'm like, oh, there might be like a cute earring somewhere. I'm like, I've got themes, I've got colors. I do a daily outfit on TikTok. Like I get dressed up all wild-like with like whatever, just matching incredibly well. And I do excessively matching earrings and sets and things like that. I have everything like organized according to color. It's not like I've seen the closets of the rich and famous. I have like tackle boxes according to color and like whatever it is. I feel like if I find like a particular, I'm like, I want this shirt today. This is the shirt I'm gonna go with. I'll start from any particular piece And I'm like, okay, well, let's grab everything that's that color, take everything out, look at it, and set everything up and just see how it dangles best. And it's wonderful.
Just build from that. That's kind of amazing.
And as a result of that, as I have like thousands of earrings, okay, I don't know if thousands is actually going above it, but I have like 8 of these according to colors, and I have like hat boxes and things. I'm like, today we are the essence of purple. I'm going to explode purple.
That's
and like
hilarious.
to go along with
That's
that,
awesome.
I've also been doing, I've been doing like paper wigs too. So I'm like, my hair can match as well. I think that'll be pretty loud. But if you do want a visual, I just finished a paper wig. Paper wig day is Monday. So there's always a new paper wig day. And, well, as a daily artist, like I do a daily painting, and I, on Wednesdays, I do a paper wig. And wait a minute. No, Mondays I do a paper wig, and on Wednesdays I cut a shirt. I teach myself stuff just like constantly and consistently. Like that's my general addiction. So like, yeah, I can just match especially well. So to go along with my outfits, it always made me sad that I really can't do anything with my hair. It's thin and I get like sweaty like so quickly. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna spend buku bucks on some hair that's just gonna fall flat like immediately. But like I could throw just boatloads of paper on my head. Hold on, let me just grab a wig because I feel like there's Well, this is great for podcast.
I'm gonna look up Tenacious Donna Marie on TikTok because I like that every day it's a daily artist. She's a daily artist, you guys. A daily artist.
Today's.
That is extraordinary. Well played.
Today's paper wig.
Feel free to go to YouTube where Anna Valenzuela's episode has been sitting there for a week, you guys. And but this is amazing. What is it? Just you say it's paper?
It's paper. I made it today. Like just as I was finishing this wig, I checked my email. I was like, "Do you want to do a Dork Forest?" I'm like, I have 30 minutes to take photos. Like I do a photo set and all of like whatever my outfit for the day is and whatever the hair is. So I'm like, 30 minutes enough time to do the photo set? Who cares? Let's get on the Dork Forest. More people can see it.
Right. Yeah. So it's what I'm doing. I'm on TenaCiosDonnaMarie, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Tenacious Donna Marie, no results found. So
what?
I cannot
find.
I
do in fact exist, and like
you exist on the TikTok every day. You do wig day, and then you do t-shirt. Rip a t-shirt.
Did I
day.
spell my name wrong? Can you read this? Wait, where am I going?
You got to move it that way.
Yeah, but now it's backwards. Oh no, don't! I do daily everything, but
everything's daily. Tenacious Donna Marie, and there you are. And
you can't find me, which is just so weird.
That is so weird.
Well, I can. It's all. There's no spaces or anything.
Well, it's right there in the picture, you guys. So I'm clearly doing something wrong. But I like it. So whatever. So it's cool. I'll look. So Mondays are paper wig day. Do you have another paper? Do you keep them, or is every?
Yes, I can show you a parade of paper wigs. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the
iPad, the microphone.
And we're going to get native sound from that so I can hear you while I can grab just a whole bunch of paper wigs. Because, no, they are absolutely amazing. I've been doing daily outfits for, I think, a couple of years now at this point.
Daily outfits. So, I think, there we go. It's Tenacious Donna Marie. I found it. And,
I still can't hear you. That is weird.
God. That's so awesome. I have now found it, and it's okay.
I can't
plug
hear
it
you
back
at
in.
all. Here is a red wig. And I'm going to plug that back in and see if I
plug
can
it back in.
Talk to you.
Yes, because I can hear you.
Pardon, I am a major
This is going to be an audio.
But I don't record them.
It's an audio explosion, you guys. It's going to be very exciting. By the way, Donna Marie, it's Tenacious Donna Marie on TikTok, just so everyone knows. It's kingdonna.com. And it's Tenacious Donna Marie on Instagram as well. And I found it, and it's amazing. So are you what kind of paper is that? That's gorgeous and hilarious and awesome.
Okay, Whimsy is kind of my deal because everything I do is very whimsical. And what I love most about it, this is an audio nightmare. I have misophonia. But give me a moment because I need to bounce.
Okay, it bounces. It makes noise. It's great.
And Alexa and I would run around with them, and it gives me hysterical fits of laughter to do so. So when I reveal them, like that's a thing that I'm doing. That might be a lot of white people tune in. But where was I going with this? So I have a red wig on, and I have several more wigs, and like I've been doing daily paintings for a multitude of years, and those are like fine. Those stack flat. Those aren't taking up a lot of space. I don't mind. I don't care. I make them for me because I love them. They make me incredibly happy. But paper wigs, I know that there is a finite amount of paper wigs I can make because there is an amount of space that they take up, like a significant amount. And I can definitely do a parade of wigs for you. You hear the rough link. This is Astrobyte paper. Astrobrite. This isn't construction paper. It's Astrobrite.
It's but it kind of looks like construction paper, but bendier.
Construction paper, it tends to be thinner. You can get thicker, but like I'm inventing the process as I go along. Like I'd say, a few months ago, somebody who followed me posted their tutorial for making a paper wig. And they're an amazing cosplayer, and she's at Cotton Candy Cosplay, and Nara is amazing, and I love her, she's amazing. But I took that, and I ran with it, and I keep running with it, and somewhere deep back in the back of my mind is a manic engineer, so I come up with another idea, and I come up with another idea, and it's just paper, so I'm just playing with paper. Right. And so it's a part of my running art existence. I do a daily outfit, and with the outfit, I'll generally do a wig unless I don't have enough time to like go through photos for it.
Right. So, how much does it, depending on how long the hair is, obviously, how long the wig is, how much paper you're using. So, I
posted a tutorial. It's not the best tutorial because I'm not in the tutorial making business. I'm intending to make a new tutorial after I've like incorporated all the techniques, because I keep adding new techniques and figuring out new and different things. Like there's another person that followed me for another paper wig, and they're like, you know what's better than tape? You know what holds better than tape? Hot glue. Hot glue is meant for heavier stuff. I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much, Albert Koss. Amazing cosplayers. I'm like, wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's a phenomenal singer and just amazing cosplayer. And I'm going to switch wigs now.
Okay. I'm going to let I was just going to ask come back with another wig, and I'll ask you the next question. Wow. This one is going to be very much a visual episode of the Dork Forest, and I recommend that you go. We can hear. All right. This is a lot. This is like a turban with a long jingle jangle to it, and it's kind of amazing. She's putting her headphones back in, and there it is. So it sort of has a turban. It has kind of a turban vibe to it with long gray and white. That's super long. Did that take a ream of paper?
Okay, no, not an entire ream. A ream is like really, really huge, but I had a black and white paper notebook that I purchased, and I made one wig out of it, and it's beautiful, and it's gorgeous, it's pinstripe, and I love it. But what I really wanted was a black and white wig, because I've been black and white for like a couple of weeks now. I'm just kind of going through my entire outfit, because along with this, I've been collecting clothes my entire life. And like, all of these things need to come together. You know what? Everyone should see. So I post them to the internet just every single day. Also, I tell everyone that I love them and I need them to have the best day, because not everybody gets to hear that.
Right.
This one is exceptionally loud, but what I want about it is this is like 4 pages put together to get as long as possible. The previous
and you're gluing them together to make them super long? Or taping them together.
These are taped. These are taped together, and I can describe the process in detail. But I don't know if it makes the best visual. But for these, what I did was I take a paper guillotine. I think go grab that. That's a fun thing. The thing that goes choppy with the paper that they have in the schools. So I have a choppy thing, and I'll put like 5 pages together, and slice them into like sets of 5. Like you can go thinner, you can go thicker. The thinner you go, the harder it gets to like line them up, the more tedious this can get. But for this one, I got it in my mind that I wanted the tendrils, like for the other one, I have like a thick strip, and then I have strips coming off of it in layers so that I can have curls at like tiered intervals.
Sure.
So for this one, I'm like, I want continuous bounce. I want more. And I want to curl this, but it's also like a nightmare because like my wrists are like, no, you can't twist anything that much. So I twisted this a little bit, and I was going to like continue making this wig, but just to make it bouncier and curlier, I want like baloney curls.
What are you curling it with?
Just anything round. So
But not a curling
I was
iron.
using the fattest knitting needle and like twirling it around the needle gives enough tension that when you pinch it, it keeps the shape. Because if you're just twisting it, it's not as nice a shape and it doesn't hold as well. It doesn't work like ribbon twisting. If I took a scissor and did that, it's just paper. It's just going to rip. So this is and this is just printer paper and just like a notebook paper. And I have a loose leaf wig. I'm gonna go get that wig now. I'm gonna switch it. The loose leaf wig, loose leaf is made to be like disposable. It's like really, really thin paper. It's like this shy of tissue paper. So let me get that, and that one moves like a dream.
Oh, that one bounces like heck. All right. It's I don't I need to ask things like if she's inspired by anime, if the wigs. You just hear the rustling of paper in the background, you guys. There it is. She's brought a pile of wigs over, and she's thrown it next to the thing. I love it. I hope you are loving it. I don't know what's happening, but I hope that you're loving it, because I'm freaking loving it. And, wow, it sounds a little bit like the ocean. And then it's still happening. She's still bringing some stuff over. She's got the chair going on. And now we're back with KingDonna.com. Tenacious Donna Marie, at Tenacious Donna Marie on TikTok and Instagram. She just brought over stacks and stacks.
To the misophoniacs out there. I just grabbed a pile of wigs, which is nowhere near all of the wigs. I have them strewn in piles. They're not incredibly fragile. They are paper, so I have to be mindful. But
how do you make the hat part? Is that all taped too, or do you just tape them together to make a?
Okay, so for the hat part, there's Nara's initial tutorial, and she uses a piece of foil, and they use that to like form the dome. But I'm incredibly easily irritated, so instead, what I do is I take two pieces of paper stacked together, put them in the guillotine, cut them both in half, so that they have two sides that are the same. Yep. And I guess we'll get a visual if anybody wants to go onto YouTube. I wrap around the slats starting here, so I have a joint in the center that gets taped on the front and the back. Then I wrap it around my head, so this will be particular to anybody because some folks got little bitty heads, some folks got like great big heads, and that's not going to fit everybody. Plus, you just don't want to share headgear. So then, after I got a circle around my head, I take the two remaining slats and I go over like this. Taping on both sides, because when it's taped on both sides, the adhesive tends to hold a little bit better, right? So that
so then they aren't fragile. Then you can kind of play with them and bounce and throw them around.
Yeah, like I'm not going out in the rain with them. But this one in particular, the loose leaf is exceptionally thin. So at the time, I was only taping it on one side, and as a result, the inside is kind of nonsense. It has fallen apart, but. For my purposes,
I like the idea that you have the loose leaf that has holes that you could, if you wanted, hang earrings from.
This is paper. There are earrings light enough, but like that's just gonna rip out. The super long one that I showed you, I put it on my head. I'm like, and I just ripped another one off, and I just ripped another one off. I'm like, oh yeah, it's just paper. It doesn't matter. And so, like, here's
that's awesome. I like So. Have you worn them out? Have you worn them to like anime conventions and stuff like that? I mean, it should be. I should,
but I don't really bother to go to conventions because I would have to stop making things to go and look at things. And the traveling, and I'm always 100% of the time doing or making something. And I'm not selling anything. So I'm like, am I going to go to a convention to show off? They're like, well, gonna buy a wig? I'm like, I'm not selling wigs, I'm making wigs.
Right. Yeah. So, you don't want to buy anything and you don't want to sell anything at a convention. So you don't need to.
My wigs on the internet.
Yeah, so you just do it all digitally. Okay. Yeah. Are they inspired by anything that you see? Like I see, like what are there? I know you said that there were color themes. Like you're like, I want to wear black and white.
Whatever color whatever color I feel that day, I will grab any piece. I like to put together an outfit. It's just I'm over enamored to do so. So do I feel these pants today? Let me build an outfit around these pants. Do I need to wear these shoes today? Let me build an outfit around these shoes. And then based on whatever matches it, I will pick out a wig and do a photo shoot, like all the way up to the earrings. What I do is actually what I think is more important, because I said I was going to do a Dork Forest about earrings. I have 6 holes in each ear.
Right.
And when setting my earrings in tiers to just be exquisitely dangled, I like to do, cascades of earrings. The way that they hang together is a thing.
Right.
And I do one ear at a time. And so everything hangs aesthetically in a way that pleases me. Then I put the other one on. So I'm not wasting time like fidgeting both of them. I put them on both together and then just have giant arrays hanging from my ears, much to my delight. And,
and you work from one ear, and then you just match it on the other ear. Is that right?
Yes, because otherwise it's just like it's an enormous waste of time. Not everybody has the requisite holes. I don't recommend people getting like a whole bunch of ear gear if they don't want to. Because like there was that trend with earrings where people were getting the gauges, and they're like, "Are you gonna do that? Is that your thing?" I'm like, no, I'm happy for you. You do that to yourself. That's not exactly the way. That's not the way that I like to do things.
Right. That's you. Yeah. The gauges are the ones that look like backgammon pieces, right?
Yeah, like you're making a bigger and bigger and bigger hole, and like people change their minds, and then they get it like put back together, and it's a little sewed, and they got a little belly button. I'm
cool.
like, yeah, but I want to consistently wear 10 to 12 earrings because I don't tend to use the top one.
Now, why do you like to wear 10 to 12 earrings? Because initially did it because you're like, well, I like all of them. I would like to wear all of them. Is that why?
I would like to wear all of them. I want all of them. And like sometimes it's like, I just need more. And so occasionally I will double stuff a hole because again, it's just a tiny post. So like they'll go together. I have.
And what are they made of? Like, I mean, they're not super heavy because otherwise you're pulling your head down. And sometimes
I'm not making the earrings. I'm like,
you're buying the earrings.
Yeah. I've been buying earrings for.
But do you buy heavy earrings? Is what I'm saying.
No.
Is the weight.
Weight is not a value in any single thing. I have carpal tunnel syndrome in my wrists. I do put on bracelets, but for the most part, I'm wearing them just for photos and taking them immediately off because my wrists are just so incredibly fragile. If there's anything heavy on any part of my body, it is actively destroying that part of my body. So if somebody's selling you on the weight, no. If I had
that's
heavy
why
earrings,
paper wigs.
Yeah, stretch it. Paper wigs. Also, like, when you're done.
When you said my dorkdom is paper wigs, and I was like, who the hell's making paper wigs? What are they? Is there a large paper wig community that I don't know about? These are the first time I've heard of paper wigs.
Okay, I only post to TikTok. I don't sit and watch on TikTok. But I have to assume that just oodles and oodles of cosplayers are making their paper wigs. But I don't really know. I only know of Nara, which is Cotton Candy cosplay, and Otter Cos because I'm too busy making things to watch videos and like. I don't just dig around on the internet. I make something, I post it, and I'm out of here because I'm still out to do like a whole other thing. So like, yeah, the color is a huge theme for me, but the color of my nails tend to dictate whatever my painting will be. But like, it's always some sort of rainbow.
You do your own nails?
Yes, I always paint my own nails.
Okay, so you don't.
Right now they are black and white, every other, and they're always some sort of mess because again, I'm always making something, so they're always scuffed or they're always the. It looks like they've been better, And it's like I painted a day ago. Half of this is gone. I'm going to continue making things, so I'll attend to that whenever it looks too bad for me to continue.
Right, and I can't. They look great to me, and I don't do anything. I will buff sometimes. So, and then this ring glows in the dark. That's
my God, I love it. Oh, my other obsession is absolutely neon. All of the paintings you see behind me and all of the paintings that I make have a UV effect to them.
Oh,
I
cool.
love that. And the way that they became UV was because like I was painting and I had my nail light next to me and I'm like, this looks like it might react. I think maybe this would react. And so I held a little nail light over it. I'm like, oh, and then every day forward since then, there's been progressively more UV and neon and more UV and neon.
Just until you want to work on the next thing. Yeah, let's talk about the paintings behind you. Are they all 11 by 17?
Okay, those are huge. These are poster size, so I think that they are 24 by 36. These ones. I'm currently working on 12 by 12 rice paper because I got it in my head that I should try Chinese watercolor, and it turns out that is just a completely different entity, and I'm just like not doing great with it. It's very fragile paper.
Right. Rice paper, super fragile. Yeah.
Immensely. So I've been working on it, and I do drawings. With my drawings, it's always either wildlife, monsters. Like I love inventing monsters. I live
kaiju.
for monsters.
Got it. Yep.
And beautiful girls in go-go boots.
Nice.
Girls in go-go boots. So always
I saw a dragon.
There are dragons, but behind me currently these are sea urchins. Here is she's kind of Mother Hubbard. You see the windows and her shoes. She's got toucans. Like I'll particularly I'll pick a random animal or whatever animal I think of, and I will find the weirdest subsect of that animal. Learn everything as much as I can about that animal for that day, and like just do a painting. And in that painting, I'll generally invent like a little monster made out of pieces of of like different animals and things too that go along with it. I'm sad when I don't have a monster. So to go along with these, you see like dragons. They're enormous snake-like dragons. Last month was snakes and babes, so I learned a lot about different kinds of snakes. I love to. It's like I'm always constantly just looking up, learning different things, and like teaching myself different things. I'm also teaching myself embroidery, although it's a slow thing, so it hurts a lot. Like I need to quickly make something right now, and it's a patience matter.
So are you working in watercolor? Is that what those are? Is that crayons?
These
What is that?
These are acrylic and Posca pens. I switch up materials. I switch up materials. Last month was watercolor. Like you learn different things using different materials. So for this instance, I had never actually drawn really, really large before. So I got it in my head I was going to do posters. So I did posters.
Right. Nice.
And like I was tending to work on sizes like regular, like 11 by 9 or maybe 18 by 16 or something like that. But whatever the month is, I pick a material and I stick to it. So for this month, I'm doing the Chinese watercolor for Inktober, and I'm doing 4 different prompt lists, like doing the Inktober prompt list, doing Ink Fables prompt list. There's Sintober, there's Cute Girltober, and wait, there's a 5th one. I'm also doing Sharktober, and because I draw every day, it is by compulsion to draw. I don't like watch TV or anything,
right?
So I'm like, and I'm going to take all of these things, and I'm going to create a drawing based on those things.
Where do you get the prompts? Is there a website that has a prompt thing?
Okay, well, those are specific prompt lists that people have come up with. I suppose I'll post them along with tonight's painting for my Instagram. But a big thing that I've been playing for years is Fantasy Genesis by Chuck Lacasse.
What is that? Is that a video game? No,
it's a website and a book.
Fantasy Genesis.
By Chuck Lacasse, Lukacs, and you can go to the Genesis generator that is at chucklacasse.com, and you can get a list of prompts, and you can click that list, and you can you don't have to come up with anything at all if you don't want to. It'll search the list, and you can make whatever you want based on any association with that. And if you need any instruction, there are 2 phenomenal books by Chuck Lacasse. One Fantasy Genesis and Fantasy Genesis characters.
And you can just if you just type the word October, it will go like Ink October.
No. So if you go to chucklacasse.com, there are several different games. There's the Cute Brute game. There are different genres of prompts, let's say. And like with the books, you'll have greater instruction. I can't give that to you in depth. I just click on it and I just grab a list of prompts, and I'll just add like textures.
Is there like an art one or like is it an art prompt?
It's all art prompts. Yeah, so like you'll get like a texture, like I don't know, Giant's Causeway or a gecko or a type of architecture.
Okay, that's neat.
What have you? And then I incorporate all of those things into whatever my drawing for the day is. So because it's Inktober, I've never actually done this many prompts before. So I'm like, okay, so we're doing a fable, and like I don't know, we did I did the Billy Goat's gruff. I'm like, how am I going to fit all of these things in? I'm like, I don't know, but I'm going to scribble on some paper until I have something lovely. And as I don't know, I've been drawing constantly, daily, with very little exception, due to like extreme injury to my arms from drawing too much. Like a couple of days, I had to stop. But yeah, for days. So like I'm liquid and fast. I'm amazing. I'm amazing at drawing itself. And like I love line. I admire line. It's my favorite part, but also I like to paint things and make them glow. I'm not great at painting things, but I don't care and I love it. So whatever I draw that day, I paint it.
And the thing is, never say you aren't great at. I mean, the ones I can see from behind you, they look great. So everything
they are amazing. They are amazing. Yeah. But
what would be your definition of great? I mean, because everything that you've shown me, quite honestly, is extraordinary. So,
I can do better. I just know I can do better. And so the process is to just do better every single day. And like, that's my obsession. So I teach myself a new thing and I intend to master it. So like, I am pencil. I live pencil. I line pencil. I specifically line pencil. There are a bunch of different ways that you can use a pencil. I line with pencil. I line with pencil great and wonderfully. But like there are a few dozen different ways you could actually use that implement, but my mastery of line. Are you
using stencils? Or no. So when you say you line in pencil, you mean you draw the outline of whatever you're drawing in pencil first, or no?
That's a little far. No.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to describe that process for you because that's a little bit hard. But I draw from imagination. There's a different podcast I can recommend for you for any of those skills. One, it's the Draftsman podcast, my favorite art podcast that has ever existed, with Marshall Vandruff and Stan Prokopenko. Okay. And to go with that, if you don't have any base level skills, if today you cannot draw, go to drawabox.com and you will be punished. You won't like it. It's not fun. But if you don't have any rudimentary skills, if you cannot draw a box this day, you're going to go to drawbox.com and you're going to get some basic skills, just, foundational skills. After you have those, you can head on over to proco.com. I'm obsessed with Marshall Vandruff. He's just amazing. He's a phenomenal art teacher. I don't know him personally, but it's just gone live on Proco a couple of weeks ago now. There's a perspective course. I'm not a master of perspective. I'm pretty good because I've gone through Drawbox, although admittedly not to the end of Drawbox, because like I want to draw for fun. I already know what I want to draw, and I don't want to draw a treasure chest. So like, no.
Yeah, this is so what's Marshall's first name?
Marshall Vandruff.
Vandruff. How do you spell Vandruff?
Vandruff. Tell me if I've spelled that wrong, but if you've gotten that far, you'll find it. But yeah, no, he's amazing. He sounds like a friendly dragon, and yeah, the Draftsman podcast is just wonderful. I'm pretty sure, like, if you wanted to start a cult, he absolutely could. I would join in an instant. But well, hopefully he wouldn't do that.
Right.
Like, the biggest sign on.
It always seems like a really elaborate way to get laid. To start a cult. Anyway.
Like, sincerely, but in any event, the biggest sign up on proco.com for lessons was this perspective course. And I gotta tell you, not everybody loves perspective. No. Not everybody likes perspective.
Not everybody likes anything. So.
Everybody loves Marshall. It's like, yes, let's all learn the intricate process of perspective. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to do this. This is fun. This is great.
I love the idea of the prompts where they're just like, they pick an architectural style and you're like, I've never heard of that architectural style. And then you have to go down a rabbit hole to find out what that architectural style is. And then you can
you're
go, okay, I'm in.
Google search, and it's going to grab that Google search, and you're going to scroll through of whatever that thing is. So like
all the different snakes.
Ink and carving. We'll go through all of the ink and carving. And then you can branch out. Like, oh boy, there are only so many prompts. And you're like, I feel like we're going to Greece today. I've rolled ink and carving. You know what? Let's look at the carving from whatever the thing is. Like, where did that bird come from? Cool. Right. What do shoes look like where that bird comes from? What do shirts look like where that bird comes from?
Right. So you're just following just like one different thing to another different thing. And then you're like, I'm going to paint whatever happens now. Is that it?
That is absolutely it. And so I follow that rabbit wherever it goes every single day. I'm completely addicted to the process. I go throughout like each and every day in a state of flow. If you're familiar with flow states, my trigger to enter a state of flow is to listen to a podcast. And so like, I have listened through every single episode of The Dork Forest.
Oh my God, you probably missed Anna Valenzuela because it wasn't on the app.
I 100% did, but I did listen to Ana Valenzuela's podcast
earlier. Yeah.
She had 12 questions, which was
Yep.
a subsidiary of Unpopular Opinion, which is now You Don't Even Like This Podcast Network, which is just unfortunate because it's just harder to get to say. But like, also she had the Trash Pandas. Was that Trash Pandas? Well, there was another one that she did with there were several podcasts that she did. Unfortunately, I listened to so many that I can't list all of them. But yeah, I'm a major comedy fan and podcast fan.
Nice work. Yeah, and she has a new album out that I meant to, and it just came out last.
Everybody check out Murder Puss. She's hilarious.
Okay, I have this to say about Donna Marie. Your memory is amazing, and you say that you're just listening to them in the background, but you're clearly retaining a great deal of information. And you're also listening to the Jackie and Laurie show, so you get to hear some bitching and celebration of stand-up comedy. So congratulations on that.
I'm a lifelong stand-up comedy fan. Like, I was a child in the 80s. When I was a baby,
Right.
I watched Richard Pryor and George Carlin.
I never saw Richard Pryor until like 4 or 5 years ago.
That's amazing. But I feel like I've been watching you since I was a child because you were on the TV. So I was like, wow, I love comedy. I love to laugh. Like, I'm prone to fits of laughter. I giggle all the time. I'm an exceptionally mirthful and happy person. I'm like, yeah, well,
that's because you're
let's
making
freaking laugh.
paper wigs. Yeah, there's no reason not to laugh once a paper wig has been introduced into the plot.
But
Because
paper wigs are not appropriate for absolutely every single location.
What? Look at that one. That one's all different. Is that crepe
my
paper?
wig? And I'm gonna do this because like y'all can see it, but this is designed to be okay, so this is a rainbow wig, and it's got all of the colors. This glows phenomenally in neon, but I'm not going to pick up this whole set because I've got a big microphone here, and everything's going to fall down. But I have 100% taken photos and videos of me shaking around in the dark with the neon lights because it glows, and it's amazing. And this is, I'm going to do it now, but I incorporated staples. Initially, I was scared to incorporate staples into the process because ouchie with the faces and the skin, but this is an adjustable wig, and when I want a cute little flirty wig, by the way, it was backwards. I've got bangs. When I want a cute little flirty wig, I can just take those off, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I want tresses now, and I can staple those back, and it's like, whoa! So yeah,
that's amazing.
I again, there's a manic engineer that lives in the back of my mind. We are not in constant contact. I cannot always figure out something, but a good third of the time I can walk up to something and change it fundamentally. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. How did I do that? I don't know.
Right. You can't know.
But like, it just, this is what I do. This is what I do with that energy. I would love for every engineer on the planet to set to whimsy instead of like war and mania and like hatred.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what if instead we were just designing just whimsical, silly, ridiculous things? And so I do that. I do that with every spare moment that I have.
My father did several paintings for Whimsy, and they were so popular. I sold them all. And then he was like, well, now I have to generate whimsy. And I'm like, no. Please do not force yourself into a whimsical box. Please continue to just feel whimsy. Instead of, I could get $100 if I have whimsy.
My default is whimsical, and it just I tend to be overly exuberant with all of the things, and so the things that I tend to make have that energy. And so, this is my rainbow wig. I love my rainbow wig. There are more sedate wigs. There's a wig in every color of paper that I currently have. I'm a little bit obsessed. I want a newspaper wig, but like newspaper would like leave newsprint on my body, and I don't want newsprint on my body. It's just like there's ink.
There's that gray, that weird gray.
Like I know that stuff runs, and I'm like, I kind of like the idea, but I was like, some of them are getting closer and closer to one another. They're different kinds of paper, but also I have reams upon reams of paper, and I probably don't need paper again for so long as I should live. In terms of this, I've got like giant
reams of different colored paper that you can start anew at.
Well, now that I have a use for this, because I'm not going to print on it or draw on it, I tend to draw on cardstock or watercolor paper or what have you.
Okay,
so
and is Astro Bright, is that just... That's the brand name of the paper, or is it?
Astro Bright is just like really, really bright paper. I haven't color tested this.
So,
if I leave this wig in the sun, I'm going to guess and say that red and yellow are going to disappear because that's a thing that paper do. But also, I don't leave it in the sun. Like if you think of decorations that are like hung in the window that lose their color.
Yeah.
I don't know how fidelis this is because again, I'm not cooking this in the sun. So
right.
But there are different kinds of paper, different thicknesses of paper. If you're looking to experiment with paper wigs, cardstock might seem like a good idea, but that whole cardstock is it's gonna hurt you and it's heavy, and we've established already that heavy isn't actually of value.
Right, because you want to be free to bounce around. You
exactly,
gotta be,
and the whole process is harder and heavier and also sharper, so you're more likely to get yourself a paper cut. So I'm using paper, and like if you search Astrobrite, and you can find whatever color that you want, but you have to look again because you could say paper, and they're like, so you definitely want cardstock, right? It's like really, really. It's like no, actually, no. I don't want cardstock at all. I want paper, and I want it to be as thin as humanly possible. Although maybe a little bit thicker than that because I'm not using toilet paper. But
right. Ooh, have you ever made a toilet paper? Have you thought toilet paper? It would all be about texture though, because you know how they stamp like Charmin on it, and they stamp different stuff. It would be a texture wig rather than because they're always white.
Craft where you take the tissue from when you take the tissue apart and you make like a rose out of it. But if you sneeze on that tissue, it's a tissue, and like any amount of moisture, it's like if I breathe on it, it's going to fall apart. And I'm a sweaty person. This is why I don't do crazy things with my regular Joe hair, because it's like this. Well, it's not going to last. But like if I can take my hair off and go do something else and get dressed and change around, I've always when I was a kid, I loved Sailor Moon. I loved all different types of anime, and what I desperately wanted was weightless hair that would not succumb to gravity on it. Those are the same things, but okay, I wanted hair down to my ankles that didn't come with the hassle of hair that runs down to my ankles. Please,
excellent
I want
point.
enough hair to fill up a bun, right? I want enough hair to fill up a bun and then have enough hair for it to run down in a train behind me and just reach the floor. And so, actually, here is my Wicked Lady wig.
The wig of lady?
I should make a Sailor Moon wig. Okay, so there's Rini to these there's Sailor Moon's daughter, and she was really annoying, and I hated her when I was little, but it's fine because there's she gets possessed and she becomes evil, and it's just the most amazing thing anyone has ever seen. I want the dress. I want to do that. I'm like, Wicked Lady is the hottest thing ever, and I need that hair. And so this is, I think this is the only practical way to do this hair. And I don't know, Halloween is coming up, so I have a bunch of costumes, and I'm kind of not buying anything anymore because I'm an adult and I have too many things.
Right, you have a lot of stuff. Is that ribbon or is that just paper as well?
This is paper. Another technique that I added was using a paper shredder. I bought a paper shredder specifically for this purpose.
Okay.
And I alley-ooped right over paper wigs into. That's definitely how to make a piñata. I could put a piñata on my head today.
Yes, but that is those are like tiny little curly cues. The tiny little ribbony ones in the front are cool.
And this is the stuff that I cut with the paper shredder. So the secret with the paper shredder is one page at a time. You turn on the paper shredder, you get no more than an inch, less than an inch, honestly, 2 centimeters. You stop the paper shredder, put the tape on all of them because lining them up afterwards is just an exercise in futility. It's just a giant waste of time. So you put the strip of tape on them, and then you the rest of the way through, and you cut that to whatever size that you want. And so the cones are wrapped in them, and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, I invent a new technique every week. Every time something comes up to me, I'm like, what else can I do? And I don't know yet. But when I feel like I have enough of them, I'm going to make another tutorial, but not as in depth as the one pinned at the top of my TikTok is an in-depth and really awkward and extra long tutorial because again, I'm not a tutorial maker. I'm a maker, not a tutorial maker.
Right. Well, and people can scrub through it. They could just go, all right, I'm just going to skip a little bit, and then I'm going to get some stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. But those are my techniques up to then. And I've made I've incorporated a dozen more things. I'm I don't like the shiny of this tape on the other side. I don't know what to do, but it makes it look less fun. I don't want that. And then somebody's like, hot glue. What are you doing? Hot glue. And
then someone has a suggestion.
And then I tried it, and I'm like, yeah, but now they're not neat. I like that I could line them up on the tape and tape them perfectly, and then have a really neat what do we call it? This the line in the middle of your head. The part. There you go. That's the word I wanted. So, and then I'm like, okay, so how do we do this? So instead what I do is I line them up and I tape them, and now the shiny side is now the bottom. You put the hot glue on the tape, and then go plop, and then that's now hidden. But this is an older wig, so you can see the shininess.
Yeah.
I've made greater than a dozen wigs. I have a lot of them. I do have one that I made out of construction paper. There's like a fall goddess, and she's lovely. Hold on, I'm gonna get up. There is a pile of more wigs beside me, but my most majestic wig is made out of construction paper. It's exceptionally fragile, and I will be right back.
You guys, Donna Marie's most majestic wig will be seen in mere moments, right after she crashes around her own place of living, and then to go pick up another pile of wigs, I assume. But look at these paintings. They're so gorgeous. Okay, here comes an autumnal wig. And then she's standing and jumping. This is a glimpse of what her TikTok actually is. So, this is the forced perspective of the art when she's sitting really close to the iPad. Is very fascinating.
So I've come over here and I've jumped to try and show what the wig looked like, and this is made of construction paper. So as I sat down, this tress was ripped off.
That's it. You need to staple. Because then you could be adjustable wig.
This was taped, and the tape was actually failing because the tress goes all the way down. Like, this is the longest wig that I have. This is my dream hair that I wanted. I wanted to be Sailor Moon with super long hair with no consequences and
no chance of curly hair and
like no chance of decapitation on roller coaster. Just like hair that I can just take off and just have a fine date without it. Like, there are risks associated and maintenance associated with incredibly long hair. And I'm like, no, I want a toy, and I want to play with it. I want to bounce around and be happy, and I want to take it off and just be a person. But also, if I could snap my fingers and have this texture of hair growing from my head, I would seriously consider it.
That's amazing. That is an amazing reason to make paper hair wigs. And I actually kind of want to Google paper hair wigs to see if anybody else is doing them. Because I've never...
There are definitely cosplayers doing paper wigs. No one is doing exactly what I'm doing because the process I'm making to myself. But
that's so cool.
You can look at more paper wigs. It's a lot of fun, and it's really easy to do. And in the event that my tutorial is like too long, and like it seems like it's going on, like that's not what you want, there is a really quick. I don't think it's more than 3 minutes. Nara does a really quick, easy tutorial. Like, I started from there.
Okay.
And like my
so like because everybody, you just start with the dome, and then you just you curl the paper separately, and then you tape them, or in your case, newly glue gun them to them, and then you can add more layers, curlies. So,
like, depending on the part of where it is at, because I'm still taping. There's still tape included in every wig, like a little strip, like three tendrils together.
Are you using Scotch tape, or are you using like packing tape?
Packing tape, definitely packing tape. No, the Scotch tape isn't gonna. That's not thick enough.
It's not strong enough. Yeah.
Yeah, but preferably packing tape. You could use duct tape, but that's a heaviness sort of thing. Just regular, clear, light packing tape. Like, initially I was like, do they make matte packing tape? Like, no, like just make it so it's not visible. It's fine. Just use the hot glue. So, like, parts where it's going to be visible, I use the hot glue, and the tape is on the back, so that it's just like really, really neat. It's the bounciest, happiest thing that has ever existed. So I share every day.
Right. And it's a learning experience every day to learn how to make it look even fancier or more different, or different things that you're doing.
I remember the first one that I made from Nara's tutorial. I'm like, this is dumb. I could do something that I'm good at. I could draw. It would be really cool. I tried it, and it felt like garbage. And I was like, well, it's fun anyway. And I put it on, and I was still very, very happy.
That's
but
it.
It was awkward, and it didn't fit right because it didn't know what I was doing. But you know what I did? I came back next Monday, and I made another wig, and that wig is even better. And then
That's what learning's all about. You don't know what you're doing initially.
I continue to invent the process as I'm creating it, and I have like an odd type of narcolepsy. It's hard for me to watch tutorials and things that are particularly long because I just fall immediately and violently asleep. It seems like it might be a joke. It's not a joke. I'm just literally asleep. So I hope you find better tutorials than I make, but I can't really watch them. It's hard.
There's plenty of tutorials out there. There's always somebody who
but
just does whatever they do. Yeah.
I like inventing and doing things, but otherwise I've tried standing and pinching myself. It's like, no, I can either do the thing or I can fall asleep trying to learn how to do the thing. So I learned to do the things, and it's just like, it's just so much fun.
And if it keeps you awake,
it's so
I say
cool.
do it. And so if the making keeps you awake, that's the best part.
Yeah, no, I'm always constantly at it, teaching myself new things and just having just an absolute ball making things.
All right. Well, we have about 10 minutes left if you want to tour me through some of your favorite earrings that are in front of you.
Okay, whatever earrings I'm wearing that day are my new favorites. These are from like the year 2000. They're pretty. They have purple and teal. It's kind of like a dream catcher a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
If I'm seafoam, I have they're in a bramble. Another thing that I like to do is I never have time for it, but I love to untangle a bramble of like knots and things. So like this is tangled with a necklace. I can get it apart. Like we're looking at some blue stuff. Like whatever it is, I'll have a bracelet that matches it.
I like that bracelet. It's very pretty.
Hangly, dangly teal with like little hanging crosses. I tend to like chandelier earrings. Like those are my favorite. Look at how gorgeous.
Do you ever do a stud?
I do have a whole bunch of studs. I suppose I'm not just looking over. They're kind of mixed in. Like I will tend to button up. If I have a bunch of chandeliers hanging, what I have at my ear is a convergence of hooks that can look kind of messy. So I will then take a couple of studs and either individually, like in a hole into itself, or with one of the chandelier hooks, just place that and button it up so it just looks nicer. So there's something there. So there are larger studs and stuff like that. But like whatever the color is, whatever occasion should arise, I just whatever pops out as me.
Color, yeah.
It's like whatever is going to look coolest with it. Other things I feel like is necessary. Earrings are fragile. You can buy the eyelets, the little hooks. A part of my getting ready with my jewels is I need a double pair of pliers. Pliers are the most useful things in the world, and the bane of my existence as someone who just likes to wear fancy, silly things is, a jump ring failed. And the jump ring is the little circlet that holds things together.
Oh,
it's in like all of the jewelry. Jump ring. And I don't like jump rings. They fail all the time. They're stupid. Right. And like you can't do that with your hands. So suddenly you have like,
you need
I want to wear this. And right now its current status is garbage. Well, you know what I have? I have 2 pliers. And just put those together and it's just totally fine. And if you don't like jump rings, like I don't like jump rings, you can get just like a little coil of wire. And if it's not laying against your skin, like you'll get poked by the wire if it is. But otherwise, if you have an earring that's come apart and it's missing a jump ring, and you're like, screw jump rings, this is hard, this is dumb. You can just take the little length of wire and then wrap it around and just get a little cinch like you're closing up the bread, and then poof, that thing is back together. I'm still wearing it because like the earrings that I have around here, like like I have like 20-year-old earrings and I'm still wearing them, and as they fall apart, like I feel yellow today, I've got giant yellow flowers, and if at any point they start to come apart, I just put them back together again. If I want to wear that today, I'm going to fix it and I'm going to put it on, and I'm going to put it on right now, and actively that will occasionally need a double pair of pliers. So it turns out that pliers are my best friend, and so like I have like so many different kinds.
Those are gorgeous.
And if we're here for earrings, and we were here for earrings, but also paper wigs are phenomenal and fantastical. And so like here's a tackle box. Here it's like a hanging clay earring. Oh, wow. I'm looking to get into embroidery because I have again, addicted to teaching myself things. I wanted to paint neon on velvet. Because it's just kind of just how and who I am. But like the velvet like drinks the paint, and like I can teach myself embroidery. I have neon embroidery thread, and they sell teeny tiny embroidery hoops. I'm gonna embroider intricate monsters and make gorgeous earrings like I have. And because it's made out of thread, it doesn't weigh anything. So I don't sell earrings, but like this is just another obsession. This is another rabbit hole that I'm going down. Like I'm always wanting to do more. Here's some. Oh, it's falling down. I don't want to step on it because it'll get like flattened out and crushed. But here's a giant rose with like a gold butterfly going for it. When I go for purple and gold go incredibly well together. Like I love like loud shirts. I love fashion. I just love to get dressed. So like I'll pick something with an absurd color palette, and then I will have like if I have 10 colors on my shirt, I can have 10 colors in my ears in a second.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. So like that was purple. We went through yellow. I will make an exception for weight if it is extremely pretty. Like I have a couple of like really heavy earrings where I will put them on and I will go ahead and just take my photos.
Just suck it up. Just suck it up
and
for
then, like,
10
my
minutes.
ears are crying.
Yeah.
My ears are crying, but like look at this hangly dangly beautiful thing.
That's beaded. That's very pretty.
With the little seedy beads hanging down, and like this is a tragedy. I know that these beads are going to let loose and hit the floor someday. They will.
They will. That should go with your autumnal hair. I
Sincerely,
feel like that goes,
and most definitely has. And to go along with this, I don't have them over here. I'm not going to run over and get them because there's currently a fire hazard on the floor. There's just a tremendous amount of paper, and I do have to fix that very pretty wig. But I'm going to just hit it with staples and put it away just as it is. But like the very very heavy ones, I'll take a few photo. I'll take a full photo set with them and I take them off. But like doing the daily outfit and doing that, it's like I have so many earrings, and there are so many different ways that this can go that never twice are they ever the same. And so I do a full photo shoot with whatever I happen to put together that day, and I never once look the same. Right. So like it's a lot of fun, and the way that fast fashion has gone, like people are made to wear a thing and then they're embarrassed to ever wear it again because fast fashion has told them that you're dirty and you're poor and you need to keep consuming, but natural resources are finite, and like I don't know, t-shirts are building up on beaches, and like people aren't able to live with the clothes waste, and so like clothes waste is a giant issue. I keep these things. I will keep these things for as long as I possibly can, and just continue to use them and wear them over and over again. But I've been collecting clothes since I was like 12 years old, and I still have all of it, so I still wear all of it, and I make amazing. I don't know. I make a look out of it every day, and I love to show it off. Another podcast.
What do you do? No, a quick question. What do you do with the t-shirts? You said you cut them up and make them into stuff, or?
Okay, so there are a bunch of different tutorials on how to cut t-shirts. What I've done with t-shirts is I've run the gambit.
Just cut them?
With the like, if you look up t-shirt cutting, there's a very basic tutorial. And so I've taken that tutorial and I've done with it, what I've done with the pencil is I can take a line and do that anywhere. There are different techniques. And the same thing I do with wigs, I do with shirts. So if you could scroll to any day Wednesday on my TikTok and you can see what I do with the shirts, but some of the weaving, like I don't even, it's an automatic process. I have no idea how I did that. I mean, I suppose it could be repeatable, but again, I'm not like selling them. I'm not like trying to sell shirts, but.
So essentially, you're decomposing, deconstructing a t-shirt and then making a new t-shirt from it.
Yeah, basically, like I'll shred the shirt and then I'll weave it back together, make a different shape, make a baby doll out of it, make tassels out of it, put beads on it, like whatever makes me happy. If you've ever seen an altered shirt in life, like I alter shirts in that manner because it was just the superpower I always wanted. Like who isn't like, okay, I'm a femme person. I like to wear jewels. I like to be pretty. And when I put on a t-shirt, I feel gross. It's not for me. I look like an icky boy. I'm not an icky boy. I want a pretty shirt. And so, like, you ever get excited at a color and you pick it up and you're like, this is shaped like yuck. This is ew. And so what I can do with paper cutting and with shirt cutting and weaving is turn it into whatever garment I want to wear that day.
Right. Okay.
And so I turn it into amazing things. They're not all sexy, although it is immediately easy to just, wow, this is a sexy thing. But like, also, no, I want it to be like, I suddenly want a woven neckline. Or I want to attempt a shape or things like that.
Yeah,
and, like,
I tried to look on your TikTok, but I think I'm gonna go look at that because that's that sounds really cool. Like if you're putting a woven neckline, or if you've added some beads or some sort of jingle jangle to it.
One of the prettiest ones I do is I'll take slits and I'll cut them all the way around in an array, and then just going one over the next, over the next, over the next, over the next, and then tying off or sewing in the last one, and it's just such a pretty braid. It's just gorgeous and it's woven, and I'm like, I'm never not disappointed to be in a t-shirt. And like my boyfriend is like, he destroys shirts in construction, so like, this shirt is garbage. It's like a really nice color. Why is it yuck? And so anything can go from yuck to hell yes, let's wear this. Let's, like, I can turn that into club gear in an instant, and it's not even club gear. Like I can turn it into like a beautiful garment. I'm just happy to I like inventing the process. It's a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
you do. I have this to say, Donna Marie, King Donna, tenacious Donna Marie. We're at like 3 minutes. That's usually the intro. So we're at an hour essentially. And this has gone by so fast. It has been amazing to even be any part of it. And so people should go to kingdonna.com, or if they want to see all the different, like every day's a day when she's making art, tenacious Donna Marie. It'll be in the notes on Instagram or TikTok. And I just want to say thank you so much for doing the show.
My pleasure. Long-time fan. No, like basically lifetime fan. I've been watching you do comedy since I was like a baby.
Yay! And Rangers, you know the rules out there. Take care of each other.
Hiya, doll. How was the show?
Hiya, honey. Doll. What? I don't know what's happened.
How was the show?
It was fascinating. Fascinating, I tell you. KingDonna.com.
I have to say, you have been more excited about showing me bits from this one than almost any other in the last month or so.
Right, because people have to watch this on YouTube because she keeps running off. And granted, her audio is not ideal.
But it's all about the visuals in this one. This one is all about.
She's got paper wigs. She's like, I'm going to get more. And then you hear the rustling and she throws a giant stack of paper wigs next to her. And then she swaps them out. And she does daily art. She's on TikTok. She's on Instagram, kingdonna.com. And, she was like, I have I'm obliged, or it was compulsory. It made it sound like it was a diagnosis to do art every day.
I think it probably was.
Well, I've never believed it more in my life. It was amazing. And the art is gorgeous. Like
it's really super cool.
And she doesn't sell any of it, doesn't want to, won't do it, just needs to make it.
Makes it. She just needs to make it for herself. There's something really pure about that. And then show it off. And then, of course, she wants to show it off.
She does want to show it off, and she does a heck of a job. It's a hell of an episode. So,
That's
I
awesome.
recommend everybody just put her in the rotation, you guys, just because it'll be super fun. It's a great episode. And that is, and then the rules out there.
Did you learn? Well, hold on. I got one more question. Did you learn anything about art?
Well, she uses tape.
Uh-huh.
She just learned about glue guns.
Oh, yes.
And then she also was scared to, but then very gently used a stapler.
Right.
So
you have to be gentle with the stapler.
What I think I learned is that if you just make it, it has its own joy, which is kind of what the Dork Forest is about too, right?
It's true. That's true.
Yeah. All right.
That is very true. Yeah, you just make it for yourself and the enjoyment of others, and that's it.
Right. And so far, it's been successful enough to make it happen. And and now I have all the equipment.
And congratulations on your New York Times
That's
notice.
right. New York Times, you guys. 7 podcasts to inspire. That's what it was. And this particular episode was
7 podcasts about hobbies.
About hobbies that you could listen to be inspired to have a hobby.
Right.
And that was the title. And
it might be paper wigs. You don't know.
I'm kind of interested in paper wigs. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to let you go. This has been great. And Rangers, you know the rules out there. Take care of each other.
My hat, my hat, my hat. They're dancing around my hat. My hat, my hat, my hat. Well, what do you think of that? If it looks like a Mexican hat dance and it sounds like a Mexican hat dance, it's most likely a Mexican hat dance. So take off your hat and let's dance.
Yay! Oh my God. Why don't we just call that as the end of the show?